Hello and welcome back to the finish line and our weekend preview, where we will focus on the action from Ascot, including the Grade 1 Long Walk Hurdle. But before we get into that, joined by Dave, the half zombie, he's nearly cross-eyed there, and Tom, who's just after pulling off the biggest punt of his life. Well done, Tom. Clean out the bookies. Well done.
Cheers, lads. I'm not gonna lie. I am a few drinks in. It's Siobhan's birthday. It's her big 4-0 today. And
happy birthday, Siobhan.
I'll make sure she watches this. She doesn't normally watch, but I'll make sure
what?
she watches.
Excuse me, what?
A fine present is en route, I'd say.
Well, she's got a couple of fine presents already now, but yeah, I'm screwed for Christmas.
Yeah, Tom, you have to get more.
That's it. The best one is waiting for tonight.
I think we have to fill the lads in now. So I got a call just before the first at Kempton off a friend of mine, Nat, saying, "Do you want to go in on a ticket for the jackpot at Kempton?" And I said, "Go on then, bit of crack." And we won the jackpot at Kempton. It's just mental. It was a rollover tonight, so the price was 740 grand. And there were 24 winning tickets, I think. So it paid just over 30,000.
I find it mad that you text me and Andrew about things in Dundalk and France that are useless, and you couldn't text us about this today.
Literally, if Nat picked him out, he was like, "Oh, I'll just pick him out now."
Yeah, it would have been better then because you wouldn't have picked him.
He said he's going to watch this, right? He's going to love that comment. He really will love that comment.
To be fair, well done, Tom. Good man.
No, well done, Nat.
Well done, Nat. Sorry, Nat picked him.
Well done, Nat.
Well done.
Fuck you, Tom.
Just take the money, lads.
I'll just take the money and run.
Oh, look, it's been a great week as well. Old Sean did us proud.
Oh, well. Lads, let's roll back. Screw the jackpot. Let's
roll back to Monday. Monday, 12:55 at Navan. Nice.
What a run. I'm sorry. I'm still pumped up about it.
Super.
It's just unbelievable.
See, you were all crabbing me. Don't be talking about Cheltenham. We're talking about Cheltenham. If we're tailed off in the Ayres Novice Hurdle, we're going to Cheltenham. I don't care.
She ran to a rating of 111, so she just have to win the next race and we go from there, maybe.
That's it, Dave. But those mares, if that was a listed race with those 5 in it, if we were the 5th horse in it and you had those 4 ahead of you, we weren't 100% revved. If we were more revved, we'd have finished on their coattails, definitely. So it was a good run. Very good run.
Let's hope the handicapper doesn't listen to this.
Yeah, forget the handicapper. I think maiden hurdle route will win a race. Happy days, I imagine. So
yeah, maiden hurdle, win your maiden hurdle, and then we'll have a look at the mark and go about business.
I can see is that there's a Grade 3 mares novice hurdle, I think, around Clonmel just before Cheltenham. That could be the target before Cheltenham.
Look, we'll try and win next time. I think we'll be there or thereabouts next time, definitely. And yeah, go from there. But
if she wins that, she's entitled to go there. Because if you look at it in a kind of race plan way, the kind of good mares, the very good mares, they're not going to go anywhere near that because it's so close to Cheltenham. So it could be a chance to pick up even a bit of black type.
Go
on. See, Tom, this is what happens. When you become a trainer, I'm here, lad. So I plan every race to you, no hassle. You told me nothing about Cheltenham and this, just take our chances with her. I knew what was happening.
Goran on Tayeste's day.
No, there's nothing good to go on.
There is. He won. He's at the winning a handicap with a filly. You back there when you were up at Corn the year I went there.
Oh yeah, but that's
plenty.
Who wants to run in a handicap?
Yeah, well, we win a maiden hurdle first and get a lovely mark, and then we win a handicap and then go above and beyond.
That's it. It's just exciting though. Like you buy a mare for $8,000 out of a claimer in France, and if you
does that,
huh?
And then she does that.
She won your money back today.
If you can win a race with those type of horses, you're delighted, and to go and run like that first time is brilliant.
And she was what, 8.5 lengths clear of the rest? She's decent.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Right, before we get on to racing, this Sunday, I'll say it again, after our Talking Points, the weekend review show, we're going to have a little Christmas quiz. So, as I said last week, I give away 2 tickets to Punchestown if it goes ahead. And a few finish line mugs with whatever suits you want on it as well. So they've just randomly picked from the comments and answers on the side. So what we do, I'll have the questions here. Tom will probably keep an eye on the answers when he's doing as well. But we're not taking a point system, obviously, just for the actual giving out of the prizes. Who got that question right? Tom will just scroll and stop, and whoever does that will get the first prize. We'll do it every kind of 5-10 questions. We give out the prizes.
I can manage that much.
Yeah. Oh, you got worried now. I was going to get you to control points and everything to go with.
Spreadsheet man.
Spreadsheet man. Spreadsheet Tom. Right. On to the race of the weekend. So we have all the races are from Ascot bar a very good Grade 2 novice at Navan on Friday. But anyway, we start with Ascot 2:30 on Friday, and a decent looking race. It's a Grade 2 Supreme Novice Trial. Tom, do you get time to look at this? There's 1 or 2. Actually, before Dave does the top of the market, you know the name of it before we get anywhere else.
Cladendabo lad.
Yeah, that fella. He won well last time out, and Drogo won the race that Flinter Sacra went off at 5-2 last time out. Do you take that form on trust, or is that just hype behind Flinter Sacra, or what way are you looking at it?
He's a nice horse, yeah. He won well that day. The one I'm going for is No Ordinary Joe. Nikki Henderson horse. He's only a 4-year-old. Carries 11 stone in this. It's the only 4-year-old. Was very impressive in his bumper at Sandown. I actually backed the 3rd horse on his next start at Ayr, I think it was. Just check that now. Yeah, it was at Ayr. He finished 2nd. He won that very impressively. He's a pretty nice pedigree. He's by Getaway. JP McManus owns him, and he's going to be my selection, I think. But it is a tricky race. There's not much between any of them. And there's a few races like that we picked out now this weekend. But my Dragodo, I thought he was very impressive the last day, and it wouldn't surprise me to see him put it up to No Ordinary Joe.
Dave, your thoughts? Who are you on with this one?
I'd go with the favourite, Cladendabo lad.
It's just because of the name, isn't it?
No, his bumper form, his back bumper form is very strong. He was in bumpers with Chantry House, Sham Blue. Did I play back in there?
I'll keep going.
Another bumper then with Third Time Lucky, Highway 101. Some decent horses. I think he was trained by Paul Nichols or Nikki Henderson. He'd be an even money shot. Mm-hmm. He might give you a little bit of a scare. He probably isn't a 2-miler going in the long run, but he'll get away with it on the soft ground. And I'd say he'll be pushed along. He might be 2nd or 3rd, and then he'll storm up the straight and win going away like he did at Haydock.
Yeah.
Fairness to Tom Simmons, he's had some season.
This is a good horse. Very good horse.
Yeah. He's had an unbelievable season. So just to go over Tom Simmons' stats now, and I would have been as far from a Tom Simmons fan as you could get. Literally, his last 5 seasons, his strike rates are 9%, 11%, 7, 7, 10. That doesn't tell a story. He's had 9 winners, 11 winners, 8 winners, 6 winners, 11 winners. This season so far, and bearing in mind we've got to next April, so we've got 4.5 months to go. He's had 20 winners from 76 runners for a 26% strike rate. It's just incredible.
That's a lot better.
Oh, it's mad how that improves after quite a long time is incredible, really.
They get the ammunition as well, though.
Yeah, true.
Oh, excuse me. I backed the horse against him the last time in Haydock. I thought he wasn't going to win, but he actually picked up really well.
Yeah.
Ground's going to be heavy apparently because they're even talking about will Ascot be on, but they're hopeful that they're very, very optimistic it's going to be on. But yeah, he'll definitely go on the ground and he's definitely in for a shout. The one I'm going to go with is Soaring Glory for John Joe O'Neill. He tipped up last time at 1-8 when he was going to piss in. And before that, he was second behind Dusart of Nikki Henderson, who's been touted as one of his supreme horses. He was 2.5 lengths behind him, where he sent off 5 to 6 favourites. He also beat Brave Man's Game for Paul Nicholls, who came out after that and bolted up the last time. They really like him. So his form is rock solid. I think he'll be over the fall that happened the 25th of November. He's fair price. He's 4-1 and 9-2 in the place. He's been backed already. I think he's a bit more experienced than the second and third favourite in it, and I think he just has
Clendenabo
lad to beat. My ordinary Joe, very impressive. I've seen the race, but there's a horse that Nikki Henderson ran in a race like this about 2 seasons ago, and Birdcage it was. Very impressive bumper winner. Everyone thought he was a big rage. And I just don't like kind of horses with very little experience going into kind of graded races like this straight away. If he's coming in on the back of a maiden hurdle win, yeah, fair enough, grand, 11-4, thank you very much. I think this is going to be run, it's not going to be run at a mad pace because of the ground. They're going to be sensible, but I still think lack of experience against horses like his main rivals in the race might stand against him. Probably on what you're seeing and what they're talking about him, probably going to be the best horse in the race in a few months' time. But for Friday, I think Soaring Glory will take a bit of beating. He's been second on heavy ground, so he'll handle it. But will he handle it well enough? Time will only tell. But I'm willing to take a chance of 4-1 on him.
Clendenabo lad.
And Tom, you're no ordinary world.
No ordinary Joe.
Where am I getting ordinary world? Right, on to 305 and the Grade 2 Sky Bet Novice Chase over 2 miles, 2.5 furlongs. This looks an absolute cracker. We Fiddler on the Roof, Pictori, Alart, Bold Plan, and the other two. Tom, Fiddler on the Roof beat last time, but one of your fancies, Caribbean Boy. Do you fancy him to win this one, or is the Supreme Novice Fifth Alart one to look out for on his chase debut?
I think I agree with what you've just said there. It's a very, very tricky race. I like 3 horses in this. Fiddler on the Roof is one of them. Alart is the other one, and I wouldn't rule out Bold Plan either. It's very tricky. Alart on his seasonal reappearance maybe puts me off a little bit, but I think he's a very classy horse. Fiddler on the Roof, I think this will suit him. 2 mile free, bit of softer ground around Ascot. I could see him getting into a nice rhythm. Some of Colin Tizard's horses are starting to run pretty well, I think. So yeah, he's the obvious one at the top of the market. Yeah, it's tough. Bold Plan was very good against the big breakaway last time. He stalked him all the way and did him for base. But in saying that, he did it in a very, very good style and in the shape of a good horse. Evan Williams has had a really good season with some top horses, and yeah, I think he's a hell of a chance. I'm really hard pushed to give a selection, guys. Maybe look, if you put a gun to my head and I was getting 7-1 on Bold Plan and I was getting 9-4 on each of the other two, I'd probably back Bold Plan, but for small stakes. But just sit back and watch it. It'll be a good race.
Who you have to follow now? I'm roasting. I've taken the jacket off.
Bold Plan it would be the one I'd back.
Go on.
I don't. I'm sure Allart's a good horse, but come first round back, you'd have to take him on for experience. purposes. Fiddler on the Roof, they're never going to get to the bottom of this horse until they step up to 3 miles. He is slow as tar. And I know the soft ground will suit him. He's not a 2 miler. He's not a 2 mile 4 horse. He's a 3 miler. I'd be interested when he stepped up 3 miles.
I think the amount of rain that's coming, this is going to be the chance if he does win over this trip. Like, if you look at it, Pic D'Orhy, he fell behind Chantry House last time. He was travelling well. Would he have won? Don't know. Chantry House form, good enough? Who knows? Alert, first time of the season, you probably look it over. Bold Plan, do you take? There's a load of question mark. Like, Bold Plan, do you take that form literally with the big breakaway? It's as Tom said, it's hard to find a choice in it, but you won't be surprised if any of the 4-1.
It's Fiddler on the. He's just not a 2 miler, like, or a 2 mile 4, 2 mile 2, whatever it is, like.
Yeah, but it's 2 mile 4, but it's going to be, you're going to have to stay further.
He's also living on winning probably the worst Grade 1 hurdle, Novice Hurdle I've ever seen last year.
It was awful.
The Tall World last year, but it's absolutely abysmal.
But you take then, I'm not even putting them up. It's you take
Caribbean Boy. Bet him the last time on his first run of the season, and I don't think Caribbean Boy had won on his first run before. He's not, to me, he's not a betting proposition. I think 2-1 is scandalous.
Yeah, I
agree with you, Dave. I wouldn't back him at 2-1. I think he's got a good chance in the race. I do think 2 mile 3 and whatever it is, 2 mile 3 and 2 mile 2.5, nearly 3 around Ascot. I actually think he'll be fine on that. I think it's a big galloping track. He'll get into a rhythm, but I think 9-4, I wouldn't back him.
I agree. I think Bold Plan is the bet. 7-1 is way too big. Even if you don't take his form literally over the big breakaway at Exeter. Like, Evan Williams' horses are flying. He's at the having 1 or 2 winners yesterday as well. He done it well. He stalked him. He went on. He pulled away from him at the end with a bit of speed. He'll go on the ground. He's in form. He's too big in the market. 7-1 is too big. If Allard, will he be ready? Probably not. So I'd say Bold Plan is the bet for me, 7-1.
Bold Plan for me as well.
Yeah, that's 3 of us then, yeah.
Excuse me. Right. On to one of the actually best races of the weekend. Navan 135 on Friday. We have a field of Holeymacaponey is, I'm looking at Paddy Power now, he's 7-4. Fighter Allen is 4s. Fakira is 5s. Escalane is 30-2. Gabanaco 50-2. Ashdale Bob 10s and Lieutenant Command 11-1. Dave, this is looking unreal for a race on a Friday evening.
It's a good race. Fighter Allen, I respect him. He's Envoy Allen's brother. Fakir is a good horse. I think he'll be better over 3 miles. And then some of the others are decent ones as well. But I'd go with the favourite, Holeymacaponey, because he's getting weight. I think he looks a decent horse. The horse that he beat at Punchestown was fairly well touted the last couple of months, and he beat him fair and square, really. And I'm fairly sure they think a lot of Mountain Henry. So
they do. He's favourite for the Albert Bartlett.
I would go with him. He seems to be the same type of horse that they buy, like for the Bartlett, the Manila Indo, and
same owner,
Monelly, same owner. So he obviously goes for a certain type of horse. I go for him. I struggle to see the others giving him weight.
Tom, your thoughts?
Exactly the same as Dave. Yeah, Holeymacaponey for me. I just think he beats these. I think he's better class than these. I was looking at Fakira last week in a bad grade 2 that Make Good ended up bolting in. Which, no offense to Make Good, I'm sure he's still improving, but It's
He's
not
so
the best.
good, isn't he?
No, it's not the best grade 2 if Make Good is Bolton up. Let's face it, lads. I'm sure he is. But yeah, the Fighter Allen was good last time. He's going to improve fitness wise by the look of that. Esky Lane has been disappointing. I'm quite happy to take him on. And what's it called? Gavin Cromwell's horse. Gabinaco. Yeah, look, won well the last day. Was beaten by Fakira and Esky Lane. Probably that level of form isn't too bad. Again, I'm willing to take him on. The unexposed one, well, Fighter Allen's very unexposed as well, to be fair, isn't he? But the one that really has the potential and is only a 4-year-old, so gets weight off everything, as Dave said, is Holeymacaponey. And as Dave was saying as well, the same combination won the Bartlett with Milena Indo, and I could see this horse going down a similar route.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep for Holeymacaponey. Very impressive what he done first time up at Punchestown. He beat a decent horse going away very, very easily. It looked full of promise, looked full of class. He's a 4-year-old. He's getting weight off everything. We all, like as Tom said there, we all fancy Fakira to win at Cheltenham last week, which turned out probably not a great race in the end for the grade. I'd fancy Gabinaco to turn the form around with Escalade and Fakira. As Dave said, Fakira stepping up 3 miles, I think he could win a big one. He still looks very green. He gets going very late on his races and just gets up. Fighter Allen, we don't know what we're dealing with. Is he getting much hype because he's Envoy Allen's brother? Probably. Is that taken into account with his price? Probably, because he only scraped home the last time. But he was always doing enough. He looked green. He will come on. But if you haven't seen Holeymacaponey run at Punchestown, go back and look at it. And just stamps of a class horse. They think a lot of him. He's 2-1, 7-4. He's going to get shorter by the time we get to Friday. So I think he's one of the best bets of the week. Even at that price, I think he should absolutely destroy a lot of these by the way they hold him.
Yep. Clean sweep.
That's the second one in a row. I'm not liking this.
I reckon the next one
absolutely no chance.
What?
So they've got absolutely no chance.
Yeah, so nay every single one of them. Right, Saturday. And a 1:15 is a graduation chase over 2.5. And we have Caribbean Boy, Dashel Drasher, Grand Sonsi, Itchy Fee, Spirit of the Game, Comanche Red, Royal Pagoi, I think that's how you pronounce it, and so on. Dave, there's not many. There's 4 or 5 jocked up on this. Who have you fallen on for?
I'd be surprised if all 3 of us don't go for the same horse here. I'll go with Caribbean Boy. We were all fairly certain on him the last day as well. Dashel Drasher couldn't have him after the last day.
Jumped like
an
a fish.
Absolute fucking lunatic. Pulled himself all over the place. Grand Sansi's not good enough. Itchy Feet, I was just plain come to the conclusion Ollie Murphy's a useless trainer.
Well, lad, that didn't take long. The first insult of the week is what? 20 minutes in.
Spirit of the games, you don't know what you're going to get with him. He runs well in handicaps, so and then
we need to get down to the bottom of this down a minute, Tom.
Well, that's Ollie Murphy never coming on the show anyway.
So that's Ollie Murphy, David Pipe. It used to be Henry.
I wouldn't say Ard Leatham will run. Comanche Red has been disappointing since he was in that decent race with some of the Simply the Bets and Imperial Aura form, and then the other 2 are not good enough. So Caribbean Boy.
I'm going with Royal Pagoi.
Phoenicia Williams
time of year for Phoenicia Williams ground. He came back from, what was it, a 273-day break and went off unfancied whatsoever in the market and absolutely bolted up. They thought a lot of him when they got him first. He ran kind of, as you would say, yacky for his first 2 runs for Phoenicia Williams. He's owned by Rich Ritchie. I think it's only his second horse to have in training over in England. I think he's one with Nikki Henderson, or used to have one with Nikki Henderson. he jumped well, travelled well. The further they went, the better he was going. He's sure to come on for the run. I don't know if he's going to be a decent price going against these. I'm willing to take a chance on him. I was very impressed with what he done the last time. He's getting at least £4 off the top few in the market. So yeah, I'm going to take a chance on him. Tom, you're sticking with Caribbean buying, I presume.
Yeah, all over him in this, to be honest. As Dave said, Drasho Dasher is. I'm willing to give him another chance, but he ran like an absolute loon the last day. Just pulled way too hard. I'm sure he will settle. It
wasn't like him. He didn't do that last year at all.
That's why I'm willing to give him another chance. However, I just think Caribbean Boy is better than him, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put a line for him altogether, but yeah, he just ruined his chance. He was too fresh, basically. Grand Sansi kind of is Grand Sansi. I think we know his level. Itchy Feet is
trained by an awful trainer, according to Dave.
According to Dave, yeah, no, I wouldn't agree with that. I think Ollie Murphy's a good trainer. His form behind Imperial Aura as well is good. I just can't work him out. He stayed on from Myers back in the bloody Supreme a couple of years ago and looked.
You know what he is? He's a poor man Santini. Just keeps plodding away.
No, this lad likes getting his head in front. Is the difference?
He's a bogey.
I just love getting Santini quotes in.
This lad likes getting his head in front. I won't knock him on that. I just think he's a bit not trip. Do I want to call him tripless? I think that's what I'm getting at. Is I thought he wanted to step up and trip, and maybe he's just being found out now in this open company.
Right, Itchy Feet won a Grade 1 last year, right? Mm-hmm. And I bought into it then, right? And I was dead wrong. In that Grade 1 was Midnight Shadow. Champagne Platinum, Grand Sansi, Goodbye Bobby, Vision de Flow, and the favorite was Pulled Up Lorena. That's another abysmal Grade 1 for the standard.
Where was that?
At Sandown.
Well, Sandown always have awful Grade 1s, bar the Tinker Creek and
the 2 mile 4 Grade 1 because he was short in the betting enough then for the marsh after.
Oh, he was.
And he unseated.
Was that around Christmas time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we were watching it.
It's the end of January, I think.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, okay, fine. At top level, I always think he'll get caught out. However, at this level, I could see him being placed, definitely. This is a Grade 2, I imagine. I know it's a graduation chase, but in my mind, this is a Grade 2 race. And yeah, I mean, Caribbean Boy, I'm not worried about the ground whatsoever. He's won and been placed at Otoy in the winter, and that is bottomless ground. And he's also won on heavy ground at Haydock. So no, he's look, without giving the naps and next best away, I think depending on price, he's my best bet of the weekend.
Yeah, he'll be very short then if Fiddler on the Roof does that the day before as well.
Yeah, and Fiddler on the Roof is no slouch. Like, he is what he is, but he's far from a 130 horse. Like, he's a decent enough horse.
He is, and he bet him very well last time on his first run back, so you expect him to come on for it. So all roads lead to victory, probably. But I'm still Royal Pag guy. I think he'd be a decent price, be good each way price. I don't know, there's something about him I liked. He's a lightly raced horse. But sure, look, I could be wrong. Right, moving on to the race of the weekend, the Grade 1 3 mile long walk hurdle at Ascot. I literally have him on my notes, just wrote down, wow. That's all I have wrote down. I've nothing else wrote down. Literally just wow. Where do we start? We've Paisley Park, who is now actually being backed into favouritism, 7-4. Thyme Hill, 15-8. Main Fact 5. Roxana, 13-2. Sir de Burley, Kill the Start, the World's End, Little Rockefeller. Thistlecrack. Beautiful, beautiful Thistlecrack. You Never Call, The Jam Man, third win, Thomas Darby, Port Rush, Ted. Who wants to take it? This is going to be the race of the weekend.
This is missing the one horse that I wanted to be in it.
One horse that you wanted to be in.
There's one horse that I want to be in this race.
Give us a hint.
And he threw it away. He threw it away.
Oh, Lammy Surge.
Yeah.
Absolute mental heck.
Absolute perfect for him. Soft, heavy ground. Loads of horses that try. And he would have won because he would have been on the bridle, nearly gone over the line. And he's not entered.
Where is he? We haven't seen
I don't
him.
know. I'm after checking every week for his entries. I don't know. I want to see him. Like, I love him. He loses me money all the time, but I just don't even care.
Have we made a bit off him at an entry one year?
I put him up for this race last year, and
he jumped the last of the lead and nearly.
I was humming and hawing what to put on him. I think I had like €15 on him, then, which is a big enough bet for me. He jumped to the lead, and I was like, he's not going to win. And then he didn't win, and I just started laughing. Because he literally just gave the race away. Like,
who won? The World's End or someone? That's stupid.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Sire de Burley is probably not going to run, I'd say, going by the betting. It'll be very hard for me to have a bet in this.
Why?
Because there's just too many with good chances. But I'd probably side with Main Fact. Oh, yeah. Because I like Thyme Hill as well. I'd be very, very surprised if Paisley Park can come back to the form that...
A text message I got off him about a week ago. Never back in the day with a 5-horse again.
You know what it is? He's actually in good form this year. But I'd be very surprised if Paisley Park can come back to the form that he showed
beating this
quickly. Maybe I'd be more interested in if he ran well again and then like in the stairs at Cheltenham or in the Cleeve if he goes to the Cleeve. But I'd like to see him run again. I do think he probably still had a hard race the last day. Thyme Hill is very good, but I really like that handicap race at Haydock. I said it in the video, and I didn't put up Main Fact. I was surprised he won. He's clearly still progressive. Loads of horses that end up winning that race end up being Grade 1 horses. So the next logical step, and we talked about it that day, is to go into the Grade 1. He seems to do the same thing at 2 miles as he does at 2 mile 4 as he do at 3 miles. He gets outpaced and runs on, which is perfect for a stay-in hurdler. So I think he's the best bet because 5 to 1, 6 to 1 each way, he'll surely be placed.
Yeah, Tom, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Dave in that I doubt Sire de Burley is going to run here. Surely they'll go to the Christmas hurdle at Leopardstown. They'll have a much easier time of it there. So I'd be surprised if he won. Roxana's won her one race for the next 2 years, so she won't be winning. Main Fact is the improver, isn't he? He just keeps on doing it. His style of running in that he comes off the bridle a long way out. I don't know if that's going to help him in a Grade 1 is my issue. And he might just be found out a little bit. The 2 horses for me in this, and I really struggled to split them. And I almost don't want to because I really, really like both of them. And I can't wait to sit down and watch it. Is obviously Paisley Park and Thyme Hill. Thyme Hill proved that Bartlett form to be very good when winning first time out this season.
Sorry, what the hell was that?
It's the Bartlett.
Yeah, he was very good in winning first time up. And look, some part of me wants to stick with him. The other part of me is screaming that, you know how we were delighted with Shona Alzik's run on Monday?
Yeah.
And, first run of the season, we knew she'd come on for it fitness-wise. She travelled into it. She just got tired and she ran behind some really good horses. I imagine that Emma Lavelle and Barry Fenton had exactly the same feeling after watching Paisley Park the last day. I just really don't think you could have wished for anything more in a comeback than that run. And that sounds mad to say but it got beat. Of course you could have wished for more. We were the same on Monday. Like, I literally could not have wished for more on Monday. And I'd say they were the same. And for that reason, I'm going to side with Paisley Park. I'm probably not going to have I'm 99% certain I'm not going to have a bet in this. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. But it's kind of it's the old boy coming back, even though he's not that old, against the young pretender. And it's a really, really good race. And we don't always say that about the staying division. So I think it's really good for the staying division. And really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's like it's a plethora of unbelievable racehorses. Like as you said, there you've Paisley Park, the old boy, the returning king of the staying division. Like as you said, his second last time out. People who wouldn't be mad into racing would think, oh, sure, he came second behind the horse that beat him is now bigger and better betting than him. But you have to remember, this horse had a problem with his heart when he ran in the stairs at the festival. They came back and ran an absolute blinder where he's obviously not going to be 100% fit. Running on at the end, he got an easy enough time of it. He got two little flicks of the whip, and Aidan Coleman they were little backhanders. They weren't that severe to get him going properly. Just little hands and heels to the line running on. I'm convinced he'll turn around the form with Thyme Hill. Thyme Hill's a very, very good horse. But I think Paisley Park just has that bit of I'm the man kind of aura to him. 100% Paisley Park against 100% Thyme Hill. Paisley Park wins all the time. I presumed he was going to be favoured. I thought you'd get at least 5-2 joint the two of them. Main fact, everyone knows I love this horse. His running style, you can predict what he's going to do before the race even happens. He'd be dropped out midfield, he'd get outpaced about 3-4 furlongs out. She'd run on, keep going when the rest of them are stopping. I'm not ruling him out by any stretch of imagination. Then you've Roxana, who Tom said is at the one and only race for the next 2 years. Sire de Burley will run at Leopardstown over Christmas. Kill the Sart. The World's End. No, Little Rockefeller is the pace angle of it. He ran well last time in a handicap for the first time in a long time. And you have Thistlecrack, who
but the horse you're going to tip is
number
10, the 12-year-old Thistlecrack.
The 12-year-old Thistlecrack, who finished just behind Paisley Park in this last year by one length when he was a year younger and fresh as well. But no, I'm not tipping him up. I'm sitting back and he can win if he wants. I love the horse. He owes me nothing. I won a fortune off him over the years. I'm just delighted to see him back. This is why you don't get this a flat race. A 12-year-old coming back after a year out, straight back into a Grade 1. The reason I'm not putting him up is purely Colin Tizzo's form. His horses, his big horses. I know he has that damn horses that run at the run away the last few days, but there's still horses that run in cat. Horses that ran, I can't think of it, 2 days ago. He had 2 or 3 horses backed off the boards and they all nearly got pulled up. And then a few will win. But his big horses, they seem to need the first run. A lot of them. And yes, this will be probably one where he is nearly revved up to do it because of his age. Because
he's basically taught himself into tipping Thistlecrack.
No, I'm not.
He's going to back him anyway, isn't he, Dave? We know that.
Yeah.
He's not my selection by any stretch of imagination. But if he won, it wouldn't surprise me.
If he won, it wouldn't surprise him, and he'll have a fiver on him, so he'll win some money.
Yeah. Look, I probably will have something. I probably will, but he won't be my main selection.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm torn between two as well. I'm torn between Paisley Park and Main Fact. My heart is telling me Main Fact, but my head is saying stop being stupid. Paisley Park will carry him over the line. I know David Pipe, that you said that race, Farms, decent horse, the Grand Cru, the other Pipe horse, bloody
Dynast won it, Grand Cru won it, Jerry Chambertin won it.
If Farms, very good Grade 1 horses.
Loads of good
horses. Did he
look
look Grade 1 horse in the handicap?
Diamond Harry won that race.
He looked decent enough to me.
I think Rev the Civil won it as well.
My play in this is probably reverse forecast. Paisley Park, Main Fact.
Look,
that's my play in it probably. I can't split the two of them.
It's the price kind of thing, and you're never going to know the ceiling of Main Fact's ability because of the way he runs. And I questioned it the last time. according to the ratings, Paisley Park ran to 164 at Newbury, and Main Fact ran to 154. Right, that 154 was definitely more than 154 because he made up so much ground, and there hasn't been many horses from the race came out yet. But Kalashnikov was beaten 10, 15 lengths, and he's come out and ran a decent race at Cheltenham. Got touched off. I think the form is going to be decent enough, and it usually ends up being decent enough in that race, even though it's a heavy ground haydock race. Are you certain Paisley Park's going to run to 164, 165 again? Like, do you think Main Fact can improve another 6-7 pounds? I personally think he can.
The reason I agree with you, and the reason why I agree with you is you don't have a horse that can win 9 in a row and win his last few in over hurdles in decent handicaps and win them well. There's obviously still ahead of his mark. Hence the reason they're going into Grade 1 company, to see how good he is. He's one of these horses that just could have the running style of no matter what you run him in, he's going to get outpaced. Like even in the lowly handicaps when he was running, he was nearly always the first one off the bridle. And the more you get stuck into him, the more he finds and the faster he goes. He loves passing horses.
There's also a lot of horses that are just playing lazy and race
off the bridle
and off the bridle and race to the level that they're in. Like, he might just be lazy and they're not going fast enough, so he just kind of gets a little bit lazy, and then he gets the whip, and here we go. He might actually race better and on the bridle in a better race the weekend because it's a Grade 1.
But yeah, 100%. Like, people are going to say, "Oh, sure, he's going to be off the bridle in a Grade 1." And he's just going to have to find lows. But would you not rather have a horse that comes off the bridle in a staying race than a travelly thing that finds sweet fuck all off the bridle?
Like Lammy
Surge or bloody who else? Travelly things or whatever they are.
It just worries me that is a Grade 1 run at a Grade 1 pace going to catch him out, and is he going to be able to make up that ground? He could. Don't get me wrong, he could, but that's my main worry about Main Fact.
Yeah, that is the worry. Of course it is.
I genuinely think he'll travel better for it. And I could be dead wrong, but sure, we'll see on Saturday.
The problem is that, but then are they going to go at such a pace that, like, there's going to be a lot of pace because Little Rockefeller's in it. There's going to be, I can't remember the other horse that goes up with the pace. There's going to be a lot of pace on it. It's going to be run at probably a breakneck gallop because he's only one style of running. I think he'll get dragged into it. I think he's going to be running past the horse. I think when he gets past the horse, the ears prick and he goes, "Oh, this is fun. Where are you going? See you later." I think it's that mentality of I'll pass a horse, but I keep going faster. I keep going. And then when he hits the front, he doesn't stop.
For you personally, I would think it's insane if you backed against them now. And I know, like, everybody loves Paisley Park. When you have a horse that just keeps winning, you can't.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Look,
it's different if you have a horse like, say, me, like Lewis Chips back in the day. I just backed him out of sheer because I love the horse, and he rarely won. But Main Facts after winning so many, you don't know how good he is until he loses. You stick with it.
Look, it'll probably come the night before. I'll be looking at it. I'll be saying, right, he's definitely running. I can't not back him. He could be a next Grade 1 winner.
You can back him each way at that price as well.
Yeah,
good.
That's what I was thinking. I was only thinking it there. Why would I do the reverse forecast when I can play with 3 places instead of 2 with 2 horses?
I think he's a class bet at like 5 to 1, 11 to 2 each way. Like, he's going to be running on at the end. He'll surely nick a place if he doesn't end up winning. And
you look at the horses behind him in the betting. He's in a lot better form than a lot of them. Like,
Hildesart's a rag. He might even run. He might run the chase.
When I personally think the top 2 are at least half a stone better than him. But yeah, look, he could run on. In my book, I could see him running on and getting third. But yeah, best of luck, Andrew. I know you followed him for a long time, so.
The other worry that now with Main Fact now with Paisley Park is still the worry of, like, I don't really believe it in the bounce factor, but it's they gave him a kind of easy race easy race, but this is going to be a race where they're going to go for everything. will he remember the pain? Will he go through with it? But he didn't seem to bother him the last time, so it won't really bother me in that way. But would I want to be backing him at 7-4 with that problem behind him? Probably not.
No, and I'm like, and this is what we're saying, and this is how much of a good race it is that we've spent the last 10 minutes going around in circles on it, because it's a no bet race for me, but bloody hell, I can't wait to watch it.
But those hard conditions, like they're talking about Cosgoshen last week.
Well, look, you can come back for it. Like
you can come back from it.
Captain Guinness,
yeah.
But it is very, very difficult. It took Sprinter a full season and a half to really come back to where he was, and that was probably remembering and getting fit. And Denman came back and won the Hennessy, but he is never right after winning that second Hennessy. No. He kept coming second. He gave it everything, but he wasn't the same horse.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's hard for them to come back fully.
Did Paisley Park have an operation, or did he come back normally himself?
Had an operation.
He had an operation.
Yeah, it was that arrhythmia problem, and it had to get corrected back again.
So if it came back normally yourself, you'd have less doubt in your head. But
you just don't know. You really don't know till you push the ceiling of the ability or a heart to right to that level. If he's gonna win and keep going, or if it's gonna give up on him, man.
Like I haven't even talked about Thyme Hill. I have 0 against this horse. He's a top class horse. He's fourth and probably the best Albert Bartlett ever run. I actually backed him a few times last year. He's the ideal hurdling type. He's the size for a hurdler. I don't know. I think another year under his belt, and then he'll start dominating this division. I think. Can we
move on to the next race, because I've got a bet for that.
Oh dear, Jesus!
Well, there you go.
Just stop me. Right.
I won $7.5 grand today, sure.
I can just take over the podcast now. This is all mine now. I can do what I want.
That was a bit mean, I thought, but there you go.
I was just going, do you know what? Fuck Thyme Hill.
Leave him last now this race.
We will. Yeah.
We could talk about...
Sorry now, the poor people are talking. Sorry.
We could talk about the long walk hurdle for another half an hour, and I still wouldn't have a bet in it. So
we'll talk about it first. You go get your crown there and wait for us.
I go see your queen need any grapes fed to her or anything.
I could do another drink now, to be honest.
A few grapes and a bit of cheese and some crackers, sure. Why not? Bit of Prosecco.
He has Lamb Loon out in the yard now with his armory on and waiting to be ridden out down to the shop.
That was an unbelievable hotel stay. I know I put it up on the last show.
Oh, sorry, Tom. We're talking about racing now. Sorry now.
Castle Martin was unbelievable, lads. Head down there.
Right, on to the 3 o'clock. The listed handicap chase we have. The conditional 7-2, Itchy Feast entered in here as well. Espoir de Guy, Regal Encore, Corenta, one far off. Kill the Start, Alderneaton, yeah. Mr. Monarchy, Beware the Bear, Benny's King, Shantou Village, Sub-Lieutenant, Flying Angel, and so on. Tom, we come to you last. Dave.
I don't really like the race, but Regal Encore, just because he runs about a stone better at Ascot in soft ground than any other race or track anywhere. And it makes no sense because he's not really that good and he's 12. And I just wouldn't surprise me if he
loves Ascot.
Oh, it's madness.
Like he won at Ascot last time, then he ran like an absolute rag. Where was it?
Newbury in the Hennessy, I think.
Yeah.
He was pulled up.
Pulled up 40-1 in the Hennessy. He was absolutely...
I think he's pulled up, and then his form at Ascot is second, first, third, first.
And he's had me back from 16th in the 7s already.
So for that reason, Regal Encore for me.
My bet in the race, and I think it's obvious as the days are long, is the conditional.
I don't like the horse.
I don't like him either, but I think it's so obvious.
Tom's going to back him too, isn't
he? He's... look
at him, look.
Like he's a Cheltenham Festival winner, the ultimate handicap. He beat Kildare to neck in that. He ran third in the Hennessy behind Clock Captain Irish. He was beating it about 11 lengths to third, but I don't know. I think it's just so obvious. I didn't look. I looked into depth, and it's part of the East Scraped home the last time. Corinthian, whatever the hell he's called. He won scraping home at Ascot as well last time. Behind horses that are not that good. Itchy Feet are coming back in a million years. The main danger is, as you say, is Regal Encore.
Come on, Regal Encore.
I
love these old timers.
Like, he's 7-2 in a listed handicap, but if you look into it, it's a tight enough hand. It's one of them compressed handicaps, so there's not much weight between a lot of them. So yeah, conditional. I think he's a strong bet for me in this. Right, moving on.
Come on, Tom. Give us all the reasons the conditional was going to fall. I mean, win. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. If he falls now, I'm gonna blame you, Dave.
Yeah, you can. I don't care.
Yeah, look, the conditional for me. The more I looked at this, as Andrew said, the more obvious it got. He's such a consistent horse. Like, he turns up to all the big days, and he's won 2, and he's been placed on a heap of times in all the other runs. You know what you're going to get from him. He's going to travel, he's going to jump, and you're going to have a chance jumping the last. He's been placed in 2 Ladbrokes trophies now. They've dropped him £1 to 146 after the last run. That was coming on the back of a break. He improved off his first run last year, and I think he's better than these. I see what you're saying about Regal Encore, but I think the conditional in this company is a great bet. 7-2.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I think he stands out by my. Did I hear myself there?
Yeah, sure sounded like it.
Yeah, as Tom said, the more you look into it, like, the horses he run against aren't really up to what he's after doing. Like, Regal Encore is 7-1 in it, and he was pulled up in the same race. Excuse me, that in the Hennessy, the same race conditional was third. And, like, Esford, he probably go on the ground, but Kildesart, God only knows. The rest of them, Mr. Monarchy, Beware the Bear, there's not really else in it. So yeah, conditional all day. But I'd like to see Regal Encore. I like Legends.
Yeah, he's an old timer now. He's doing his thing.
Right, moving on to the last. The Betfair Exchange Handicap Hurdle over 2 miles. The Grade 3. This used to be Lanzarote or something.
No, it used to be. Oh man, do you know who won this couple of? Well, it's not a couple of years now. It's about 12 years ago. Cause of Causes won this. You know that?
Yeah,
a 2 mile hurdle race, and he was a 4 mile horse.
That's decent horses won it. That bloody thing.
What was the name of this years ago, Tom? Come on.
No idea. I thought that was the Betfair Hurdle. He won.
No, he won this around. I'll get.
Anyway,
I thought it was the Betfair Hurdle, but anyway.
No, right. Buzz is 4-1 favourite. Then you have Milkwood at 8. Third time lucky at 8. Benson at 8. Time Flies By at 8. Malaya at 10s. Oakley 10s. Lightly Squeezed 11-1. Kid Commando 14s. Arrivederci 14s. And 14s. There's a load of them 14 going, excuse me. Tom, we'll go to you first this time.
Thanks, Andrew. This is a really competitive handicap. It's about 7 or 8 in it that could win this, and you wouldn't be surprised. The one I'm going to go for is Milkwood, just because that run still sticks out in my mind behind Floressa. Very, very unlucky loser that day. Was third, beaten 2 lengths, and is a very, very consistent horse. 8-1, you can back him each way, and I'd be happy to back him each way at 8-1. He's got one of these decent handicaps in him, and yeah, he's a strong each way bet for me.
David, what was it called? Come on.
It was called the Ladbroke Handicap Hurdle.
Right.
And Causes won it in 2012.
Did Lizzie Kelly win that on bloody T for 2 on one stage as well?
No, she won the Lanzarote.
Oh, Lanzarote, yeah.
2012 at 25-1. Would you believe?
Oh no! Who's going to win the 2020 version?
I like. Not So Sleepy is running, and I just cannot wait. Because Tom O'Brien
half the field taken out after the first.
Tom O'Brien is shocked up. He won it last year. He's carrying way more weight, but I just cannot wait to see him.
What price is he?
He is an absolute stonewall fruitcake. He's 20-1. So many horses this year have been calmed down. Like Felix Deji is a prime example. You will never calm this.
He's got
down.
worse.
Never, ever, ever. He does what he wants. And then the other one that I think has a better chance of winning is Dan Skelton's horse, Third Time
How
Lucky.
you stop with that absolute yak of a hype job?
Third Time Lucky into a handicap first time. I think he'll be backed pretty significantly.
I think he'd be backed as well, but I can't have him. I just something about him that I don't like. Like,
I think he has more of a chance of winning, but I'd just love to see Not So Sleepy win it again.
the one who I think will win this and win this very well is Buzz.
You're high horse.
He was third. He third in the.
He is a high horse.
How was he high horse?
He just is. Why? Because of how we won the last race. That thing that came second to him is after not franking the form either.
Right. Anyway, he was third in the Welsh Champion Hurdle behind Ballyandy and So Royale. Two of them had to run decent races then at Cheltenham in the International last week. He went on then to win at Ascot. Excuse me. Yes, he was even money favourite, but he looked like he wasn't going to win down the back straight. Picked up the bridle, came swooping around the outside on the bridle, and he just went away from it and won how we wanted. Guess what? Passed the eye test.
Yeah, I know that's why you're backing him.
Passed the eye test.
Hey, Dave, there's no wonder that Andy's tipping Buzz, is there?
Only getting it. You don't get it.
Come on, Dave. You got
I even got that. Toy Story. Buzz and Andy.
It was that thing.
There you go. Yeah.
You're not even laughing.
No, I didn't get the joke. I was thinking about the picture and the Andy on the shoe thing that got sent into the. Yeah, that was very good.
Story thing and Buzz. Andy's tipping Buzz.
Yeah, man.
So you have to explain it to him. It's not funny to him.
Oh, God, Dave, you let me down there. That was a good one.
All right, Tom. I'm not drunk like you, like.
Off with your head, peasant. He'll hire someone out to assassinate you just for the crack.
I'm up since 5 a.m. This fella is after winning a load of money. He's full of Guinness and he's fucking slaying me.
Have a guess who's going to be up till 5 p.m. and ringing in sick for work tomorrow?
Andrew. Andrew, if you want to make this good, all you need to do is ask me and Dave about the coronavirus vaccine and then just walk away.
No,
I'm too tired, Tom.
I had in my head now. I was going to say, welcome back to the finish line, blah, blah, blah. I'm joined by Itchy and Scratchy because all they fucking do is fight. They fight.
That's not from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Dave's too tired now and I'm too busy when I'm working.
Oh, it's like...
I was actually busy earlier, too.
Like, Tom is the cat. Oh, no.
Tom and Jerry, you're thinking of.
No, I'm on about him. I'm not on about Tom and Jerry. Oh, I'm not explaining it. Piss off.
Buzz. So
Buzz wins.
You're with Buzz, Andy, yeah?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, fucker. Buzz wins this 4-1. Look, it's not original tipping up the favourite, but I think he's a graded horse sitting in the handicap. But one at a bigger price, I won't put anyone off back in each way, is Arriva Dirty. John Joe O'Neill's a 14-1. He won first time out this season. He was going to win a Haydock only for he tipped up 2 out. He was travelling like all over the rest of them. His 14-1 is a big price. I thought he would be a lot shorter than this. He was actually 20s yesterday. He's backed into 14s.
He's having a good season too, John Joe.
Yeah, he's on a very good season. I'd imagine if he's definitely go here, he will be at least 7-1 because I think he's a very, very good horse. And he's great.
Yeah, I like grey horses.
Yeah.
I don't mind him, to be honest.
Yeah, my main bet will be Buzz.
Oh,
Shut up and Oh, that was the best day ever. He's got killed for 2 days.
Lads.
Melanindo.
You know,
Anyway, Buzz wins this and Arriva Dirty each way.
it's lucky we've thick skin. You know what I mean? Because I don't care.
So what was the one I done? Two good horses or something.
Yeah.
Two good horses or something. And
imagine you trying to say Clendenabo lad. Oh my God.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the way I avoided that one. All right, Nap's the next best, lads.
My nap is Caribbean Boy. My next best is main fact.
Your Royal Highness.
There's a ring to it, don't there?
Does
All
it ring to it?
Right, Sir Tom.
If the Queen is missing, I'd sell for like an MBE or something. I don't even need the knighthood.
Dave can give you an STD.
Jeez. So not even much.
Oh, it's the finishing line way, lads.
Can we get the Naps next best, please?
I look Dave the Caribbean boy. I don't know what price he's going to be, but he'd be up there as one of my bets of the week in that race. I'm going to nap Holeymacaponey. I just think he's better than those. And next best is the Conditional. I think he's better than them as well.
I have the same too. That's not very original, is it?
Yeah, we should look. If you fancy him, you fancy him.
Go for it.
Holeymacaponey, nap to Conditional, next best.
Great name for a horse. I love it.
It is a class name for a horse.
Yeah, it's a brilliant name. Brilliant.
Should win just on that alone. Right. So that's us done for our another weekend review. As always, we are back on Sunday, but this week we are having a little Christmas quiz as always. It's first time. After our talking points and everything else. So there'll be 2 tickets for Punchestown, hopefully if it goes ahead, up for grabs, and a few finish line mugs with the suits of your choice put on them as well, because we're nice like that. But anyway, again, thanks for watching that. Give us a like, subscribe, and comment below with your nap and next best of the weekend. And we'll see you again on Sunday at 8 o'clock for our talking points and our Christmas quiz.